What's up, traders? This is Vee Trades, and today I will be doing a technical analysis breakdown for C Limited with the ticker symbol SE. I will first be going over what I see on the daily chart and finish the video off with the weekly chart. So if you guys want to see more C Limited technical analysis, make sure you hit the like button down below. Let's see if we can get the video to 75 likes, and then I can consider doing C Limited again next week, Thursday. So I would like to do C Limited every Thursday, but if the videos aren't really getting any support, then I might change it to a different stock. Because before I was doing Palantir, but the Palantir viewership kind of died down. So let's just see if C Limited is a more popular stock. So get the video to 75 likes, and then I will do C Limited again next week, Thursday, guaranteed. So let's take a look at the daily chart for C Limited. Overall, you can see that price made a hard move down, or a sharp move down, a big drop in the past. Price pulled back, and then we saw another drop down lower, and the measure move was met. Market generally moves in twos, not all the time, but generally you can see the measure move was met. The higher time frame measure move and the smaller time frame measure move right around the mid $30 level. So that's where we found temporary support, and we are pushing up higher. We did see a drop today, so that's not really a good sign. So even though we reached a measure move target, we're not really seeing any aggressive buying occur. We saw a bigger bounce back over here off the $55 level. You can see how this green bar right over here is bigger than practically all these bars combined. So this green bar right over here is bigger than all the bars that we just saw off the mid $35 level. So, if traders really believe this was the bottom, or investors really believe this was the bottom, do you really think, we're going to be seeing a small little bounce, or are we going to see, aggressive buying? So we're not really seeing that. So it's not really a good sign. We did break through the prior support at the $40 level. So if C Limited continues to pull back the way we are right now, or continues to push up the way we are right now, are they strong enough to be able to push back through the $40 level? As of right now, it's not looking that strong. So even though, there's a good chance for a bottom and a potential reversal, we're not really seeing the follow through from that. So C Limited might be seeing more downside in the future. We're still below this trend line right over here. If I connect these two swings, one from May and one from August, you can see that we have this trend line that has formed on the chart. Let me see if it's actually a channel. Usually a channel will have, price testing both sides. So it almost looks like a channel. So let's go and put a channel that might fit better on the chart. And that would be even a worse sign, because that would show, good strength to the downside. So we almost reached the bottom of this channel. So almost there. Let's just leave the channel for now. So that's not a good sign that C Limited is, still downtrending. We hit the one side of a potential channel, so it should be going to the opposite side, but it's kind of struggling to do that. So not really seeing a lot of strength from C Limited, even though it looks like it has potentially bottomed. So it might just continue to drop down lower. I don't really have a lower target as of right now. Maybe a double range breakout, or usually when price breaks out of a range, it can double the size. So this looks like the prior range in play, the size of it. So if we break out of a range and it's successful, that would be the next target. So maybe the mid 20s, low to mid 20s would be the next target for C Limited if it continues to drop down lower. But let's just say, this was just a weak start to upside. Like, they're just taking their time. But if we see accelerated buying, then, I want to see price get outside of this channel, potential channel, because we could just push right through the mid 40s, and then I want to see price get back inside of this yellow range right over here. That would be a very good sign, back in the 50s, mid 50s. So right now, it's looking like it potentially has bottomed, but we're not really seeing the follow through from the buyers. If we're not really seeing the follow through from the buyers, then there's a good chance that price might be too weak, and it could just continue to trade down lower and lower. So that's all I see for C Limited. It just depends on what the market participants are trying to do. Are the sellers still stronger than the buyers, or are the buyers going to be stronger than the sellers? Right now, we're not really seeing a lot of strength from the buyers, and it looks like the sellers are still having a strong influence on the chart. So we'll see how this develops. It's probably a little too early to call, but it's not really looking good right now. So that's all I have on the daily chart. And let's take a look at the weekly. So this is probably going to be a bottoming area, even though I see downside. There's a good chance that around right over here is going to be a potential bottoming area more than any other time in the past. Why is that? Is because we had a downtrend previously in play that this yellow channel represents, and then price went inside of a sideways trading range. So after the downtrend got a break, we saw one attempt lower, price pullback. We saw the second attempt lower. After a channel gets a break, you usually see two pushes or two attempts in that same direction, and which has already completed. So we saw a downtrend break, one leg down, pullback, second leg down. So that's a reversal pattern or potential reversal, and it's a bottoming pattern. So that's why I'm saying this is a potential area for a bottom, but we're not really seeing a reaction from the lows. But you know, this is still a good sign for the long term, because obviously we're not in this big downtrend any longer, and we're kind of, you know, flattening out. Maybe we are going a little bit lower, but at least it's not as sharp as before. So it is a good sign for the long term for C Limited that at least the downtrend is slowing down and potentially coming to an end. But once we see, you know, aggressive buying occur, we'll know for sure that, you know, C Limited has bottomed. Right now, we're not really seeing that. So there's a good chance it might just continue to trickle down lower and lower. So C Limited is still looking kind of weak. Overall, it is, you know, a good sign that, you know, the downtrend looks to be over, even though we're seeing, you know, shorter term downtrends play out. Longer term downtrend is practically over, but we're seeing some shorter term downtrends. So maybe any time now, maybe sometime this year, or maybe even early next year, we finally see C Limited confirm an uptrend, meaning we see higher highs, higher lows, something like that. But as right now, you know, it's not that strong as it could be, and we'll have to see what happens at the end of the day. So I'm just reporting what I see from the buyers and sellers. Buyers aren't really doing much, even though it looks like the downtrend's over. Sellers are still, you know, holding down the price, aggressive sellers. And, you know, we may just see price continue to trickle down lower and lower. But that's all I have for C Limited. If you guys want to see more C Limited updates, make sure you hit the like button down below. Make sure you subscribe so you don't miss out on the updates. And we'll go from there. But as right now, you know, C Limited is still below the EMA on the weekly chart. We're still below the $40 level. I mean, we can't even get back above that as of right now. And we potentially could be in this green downward channel. So C Limited obviously still slightly bearish. Overall, you know, this is not that bad because, you know, it looks like a bottoming pattern. So this could be like early signs of it. So we'll see how it develops. This is Vee Trades, and thank you for your time.